So, let's talk about cruise ships. They are built from the ground up to make you relax, to make you just let your guard down. And look, they are overwhelmingly safe. But that very comfort, it can create these tiny little overlooked security risks. We're going to dive into the simple habits that can really mean the difference between a great trip and a really, really tough one.
And this right here is the absolute key. The whole vibe. I mean, everything from the soft lights in the hallways to the sound of the waves, it's all engineered to make you feel completely at ease. It's what you could call a comfort trap. Just understanding that this is intentional is the first big step, because it's a reminder that while we're relaxing, our basic awareness shouldn't completely switch off with us. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. We'll start in your personal space, the cabin, and then we'll move out into the wider ship. And finally, we'll tackle the unique challenges that come with a day in port. Okay, let's start with your home away from home at sea. Here's the question. Are you treating it like a private fortress, or are you maybe, unintentionally, turning it into a billboard that tells strangers a little more than you'd like?
What's so interesting here is how something that's really fun can also be, well, really revealing. Decorating your cabin door is a huge tradition, right? You see names, happy anniversary signs, cute little family stickers. But think about what that's doing. It's broadcasting personal details, who you are, how many people are in your room, maybe even that you have kids with you, to every single person who walks down that hall. A plain door, on the other hand, it's just quiet. It says someone's in here, and that's it.
Now, inside the cabin, there's the safe. And listen, the most common mistake isn't that people don't use it. It's that they use it for the first 2 days and then they get comfortable. By day 4, the passport is sitting on the nightstand and that extra cash is just in a drawer. But that mid-cruise relaxation is exactly when that consistent habit really, really matters the most. This is such a simple but brilliant point. A lot of those sliding balcony doors, they need a really firm push or pull to actually engage the lock. Just glancing at it and seeing it's closed isn't enough. You have to get into the habit of giving that handle a solid tug every single time you close it. It's a 2-second check that makes a huge difference. All right, let's move into our next section. We're stepping out of the cabin now and into those semi-public spaces on the ship, where just a moment of inattention can matter just as much. Everybody gets one of these, right? Your cruise key card. And we tend to treat them pretty casually. We leave them on the bar, tuck them into a book by the pool. But this little piece of plastic, it is way more important than it looks. See, it's not just a key. It's your onboard credit card. It's your ID to get on and off the ship. It's your boarding pass. Sometimes it's even your dinner reservation. Losing this thing isn't just an inconvenience. It's literally like losing your wallet and your hotel key at the exact same time. You gotta protect it just like you would your credit card at home.
Those passenger hallways, they feel pretty private, don't they? But they are high-traffic zones. You've got guests and crew walking by at all hours of the day and night. So leaving your shoes or a bag or anything else just outside your door assumes a level of privacy that, well, it just doesn't exist. It's a shared space, so just keep your stuff on your side of the door.
And of course, we have to talk about the vacation mindset. A few drinks by the pool can really lower our situational awareness. And look, this isn't about some big dramatic event. It's about preventing the small, simple mistakes. A key card left behind on a table, a wallet misplaced, or just not pulling that cabin door completely shut. These are the easy errors that a relaxed mindset, especially after a cocktail or two, can lead to. Okay, this brings us to the environment with probably the highest potential for things to go sideways, the port day gauntlet. A day in port combines the distraction of a brand new place with the pressure of a fixed deadline. It's a whole series of small decisions that can have some pretty big consequences. Think about it. Opportunistic thieves in busy port areas, they're not looking for a challenge. They are looking for an easy target. And the easiest targets are passengers who are visibly distracted. Juggling a phone and a camera and a bag, or looking totally lost. These are just signals. By being prepared and maybe not carrying so much stuff, you make yourself a much less appealing target from the get-go. And this is how people miss this ship. It's almost never one single catastrophic thing. It's a series of small, totally normal travel delays that just eat away at your buffer time. As you can see here, an hour and a half of what you thought was extra time can just vanish. So the crucial takeaway is this: treat that all aboard time like it's a hard, non-negotiable deadline. This is so, so important. You don't have to be an expert on the local culture, but having a basic plan, knowing roughly where you're going, and just moving with a sense of purpose, it communicates confidence. And that composure, that's a powerful deterrent. It makes you look like someone who's paying attention.
So when we pull it all together, what does a security lapse actually look like? Well, it's rarely one big failure. It's almost always a chain of small oversights, starting with something simple, like a door that you didn't quite check.
And then that one little slip can lead to another one, right? Like a moment of distraction in a public place, treating something as vital as your key card like it's a disposable napkin. And of course, it often extends into our digital lives too. We're broadcasting to the entire world that we're on vacation, exactly where we are, and by extension, that our homes are empty. Each step on its own seems so minor, but when you put them all together, they create a risk that you just don't need to take. Ultimately, this is the real takeaway. Real cruise security isn't about being paranoid or worrying about some crazy headline. It's simply about recognizing that the environment is designed to make you relax. And then just layering in a few simple, consistent habits to keep yourself and your stuff safe. So the goal here isn't to create anxiety. It's just to build awareness. Because really, the safest travelers aren't the ones nervously looking over their shoulder. They're the ones who've automated the basics, who've made these little habits second nature, so they can truly relax and enjoy the rest of their vacation. So what will you do differently?